The title of this video is called Planet Amnesia. And I do believe that is the case. I believe that we are a species that has had our memory erased. So you know planet Earth, wait a minute. Let's take a second look at that. There we go. You know planet Earth. We all see it. It's represented by this nice round sphere, and we have as well a satellite that, quite frankly, defies all the odds. But that's not what this video is about. What this video is about is, again, why we have amnesia. The suggested reading. These are the books that I have referred to in this presentation. I would recommend each of them for your library. They are exceptionally good reading. A couple of them are textbooked, but you'll find that each of these books contribute to what the subject matter is. The maps we will be referencing are Admiral Piri Reis World Map of 1513, the Mercator World Map of 1569, the United States Air Force map layout of ancient Piri Reis map, Horatis Fanius, I was actually practicing that name, map by Hapgard, Professor Filippi Bacci, map of Antarctica, Turk Haji Ahmed, I probably butchered that one, 1559, and then Ptolemy of Alexandria, and then the last one there of Mr. Zara of 1487. Humanity, we have a problem. We are raised and taught almost from the womb how our world is perceived. We're taught our customs. We're taught habits, social interaction, of course, the sciences, math, reading. And that gives us a foundation. Our religion, regardless of what that is, it gives you a foundation. But folks, it's all a lie. Yeah, and I know, save your comments. It is. And I believe it's been done deliberately, and I'm going to show you why. It is said that the first human civilization was approximately 4,000 to 3,500 BC, developed in the Middle East and the Fertile Crescent Valley. This is where Sumer and Egypt, right here. We have the story of the Hebrews, the Christians, Islam. They all settle into this area of the Fertile Crescent. The continents as we know them. We're taught these things. We're taught these in school. 7 continents, right? Until this guy came along. This is Admiral Piri Reis. And I probably said that wrong, but it doesn't matter. You know who this dude is because you're about to learn about him. Now, he was a cat that was around right there, the 16th century, 1523. Was an admiral in the Turkish Ottoman Empire, was very well respected, was a map maker, and he basically, with his map, really kind of changed everything. Now, the fact that what I'm about to show you is how he actually came by the information. As he said, he was not the originator of it. That this had obviously been passed down prior to his knowledge, and as he even said, it had to be of a much older knowledge. So, here we go. Little game. Name the continents. Well, sure, you can name them all, right? But what's the problem here? Oh, gee, I don't see number 7. Oh, yeah, we do. So, got you, didn't I? All right. And this is how we're taught today through satellite imagery. This is Antarctica. Been frozen, they tell us, for millions of years. They also tell us that it is miles thick. Miles thick. And that is what we have been led to believe. But wait a minute. Not so fast. You know, the more you dig, the more you research, the more you're going to find out it's all been a lie, folks. We are slaves. And I know I can hear some of the old cackles going up, and, and the hair rising on the back of the old back of the neck. I don't care. It is a fact. And it's been pretty much well documented. We do not know our history. We do not know our past. In fact, what we have been spoon-fed has been meticulously designed, but it has flaws, serious flaws. So, here is the Admiral's map. Take a good look at it, folks. It's not what we have been taught. Not at all. Gets better. Here is the Admiral's map, and you can begin to see there are a couple of other maps. Now, I know that these are grainy. I have better copies of them. And I am not going to go through the names. You can go to the beginning of this presentation and write them down for yourself. And then send me an audible message as to how you pronounce the names. Anyway, so it has only been within the last 20 years that we have had the technology that has allowed us to actually strip away the ice, and we can now see the topography of the continent. And folks, it's fascinating. But here's the conundrum. How did this man in the 16th century, how did he know that, in fact, the map that he has shows that Antarctica with no ice at all? How did other maps appear that also confirm the same thing? So it's not just one explorer, not just one map maker, but there have been multiple. Here's the French explorer. He said as well, he says, well, no, wait a minute, not so fast here. Something's not right. Through his research. Now, here's an interesting story about this dude. So, just for a quick review here, Antarctica was discovered in 1818, right? The first seismic profile was done in 1949 by the Sweden-British exploration team. In 1958, in the International Geophysical Year, we actually had our first good picture of Antarctica. These are all facts. Now, this cat, back in the 1700s in France, through documents that no longer apparently seem to exist, or they might, I don't know, you might want to send it to the Vatican and say hello, but his maps showed the very same thing. So throughout history, we have had maps that are showing a much different reality. Now here is the Admiral's map in detail. And yeah, it's hard to see, and I can show you others. But the point is, the reason why we use maps, the reason why modern civilizations, modern man, draw maps is that it tells us where to go, how to get back, right? Every one of us use them. And if those maps were altered, we wouldn't know where we were going or how to get back, correct? So when we begin to see ancient maps that begin to depict a much different history than that which is taught in science, which is taught in religion, is wrong, who's the liar? And who's the deceiver? Because here's the reality, folks. Something's wrong. How did the ancients, if there was not a modern, superior, technological advanced civilization before us, then the question has to be asked. How did they know? How could they have possibly have known exactly how it looks? And as I said, I would suggest you read the books that I had recommended in the front. They will give you a startling reality of what reality really is. We have seen maps from from Chinese, depicting a far different world. We know that the Chinese culture is some of the oldest that's out there. Probably right there in line with the Hindus. Now, today, we know what Antarctica looks like. Now, you'll play the dickens of getting on there. Trust me, you don't want to go there on your own boat. You won't find the reception too welcoming. They have zones that you are allowed in, even the researchers down there. But you've got also forbidden zones. They're hiding something down there, folks. They're hiding something big. And you best be concerned, because I have another video for all you U.S. citizens. I'll give you a little teaser. Tell me what $29 trillion has gone to since 2001. Anyway, let's continue. We have maps that are depicting a completely different topography across the board. As you can see, these maps are detailed. In these maps, I will tell you, they show rivers coming from Antarctica. Now, you can't have rivers unless there is something from which a river to flow from the inner continent. They show estuaries. They show, well, not only marine life and the type of other mammals, but they also show, well, other types. Here again, this is the Admiral's map. Now, as he said, when he went through here, as you can see, folks, something's wrong. Now, I don't know what it is, but these maps have been authenticated. You can do your own research on them. What I'm trying to point out is that something is really wrong. Now, to all of my friends that are Nibiru researchers of dark stars, researchers of pole shift, researchers of solar weather. The U.S. Air Force did and I want to get this exactly right, so give me 1 second here. This is a U.S. Air Force map layout of the ancient Piri Reis map. Here's the fact, folks. According to the Air Force, Antarctica has moved 2,000 miles to the south. 2,000 miles to the south. Here's the fact. Antarctica has not always been covered in ice. They've known this. In fact, evidence is now showing it has been warm very recently. Number 3, as I just pointed out, Antarctica has moved 2,000 miles to the south to where it is in today's present world. A little bit more detailed, as you can see. Now, Antarctica is not a single continent. Let me just tell you this right now. It appears to be actually two large, you call them islands, I'm not sure. But it's divided. It has 4 primary rivers, and that's what the ancients, whoever was down there, mapped it up. So here's a depiction of what they try to tell us, but what seems to be more. My question is, will the real Antarctic stand up, please? It's not been as we have been told, folks. There is a history that has been wiped from our memories. It is evidence that our DNA has been messed with. Someone is pulling the switches. Every one of us have been impacted by this. We have adapted to our religious beliefs because of what we have been told. But that history does not add up to what now records are showing. We're showing a far different world, a far different reality, a different planet that either has moments of sudden crustal shift or great tectonic shifting where we have magnetic pole flips that affect the land masses in such sudden movements, or there was an ancient civilization here millions of years ago that documented an Antarctica that we don't know. I mean, because what they're teaching us in school is wrong. They know it. Now we're knowing. Now you know it. So I want to know who's pulling the strings and why. Because this is not right. Someone is lying. We assume that this is what Antarctica is today. Not you, not I. We supposedly see, research stations down there. Supposedly scientists are down there. I am assuming that that is all correct. I listened to Admiral Byrd's interview. I also heard his diary. Now he says there's something else down there. He says there's an ancient civilization there, folks. And they've been there a long time. They also said that we are screwed. But that's not this video. I just want to know, and I just realized that this will be cut off. This says 2 million years. How can maps exist that are 2 million years old? Because that's the only rational way that you have to approach this. Because to say that the recent ice buildup was a manufactured artificial event that has been done, are you ready for this? In the last 400 years, or no one knows what they're talking about. I want you to think about that. What if there was a race so intelligent that have been here for a very long time, and for whatever purpose, whether it was because of something celestial coming in, whether it was something that the earth was going through in a cycle, whether there was something with our sun, had advanced a technology so much to the point that they can begin and settled in a part of the world that was forbidden. of every ancient culture, from starting with the Hebrews, the Egyptians, the Chinese. You seeing where I'm going? And what if that ice is merely an artificial event? Our histories, our memories, our beginnings have all been a lie and a fraud. Because either these maps, which have been proven, I mean, do your own research again, to be correct, to be authentic, then we have multiple realities. Who, and the question is why? Why are we being lied to? Why has our past been erased? Why has a false one been written in? It has divided us as a species. Religion is the poison to our species. More of us, we kill each of us because of our stupidity of religious beliefs. Who made your religion top dog? It was designed to divide. And I want to know why. But I think the real question becomes who? Who really is the watchers? Who is really pulling the strings? I don't know. But I do know this, somebody is.